Shining the Light with IUMC welcomes you to a special meditation series, The 7 Last Words.
The last words of Christ from the cross are recorded in the 4 Gospels. In total, there are 7 statements that Jesus made as he was hanging on the cross, and each one is significant. These last words speak to Jesus' love, compassion, and grace, and they provide us with a glimpse into the heart of God and the depth of God's love for humanity. Jesus' second words, "Be with me in paradise." Luke chapter 23, verses 32, 39 through 43. 2 others also, who were criminals, were led away to be put to death with Jesus. One of the criminals who were hanged there kept deriding him and saying, "Are you not the Messiah? Save yourself and us." But the other rebuked him, saying, "Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation? And we indeed have been condemned justly, for we are getting what we deserve for our deeds, but this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Jesus replied, "Truly I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise." Reaching lost people was, and still is, important to Jesus. He didn't choose who would die with him, but in his life, he chose those with whom he associated: tax collectors, prostitutes, those considered unclean, criminals, outsiders, and foreigners. Once, when Jesus was asked by a religious leader why he chose to spend time with all these sinners rather than hanging out with the wealthy, the powerful, and the outwardly religious, Jesus' simple response was that the sinners needed him. The people who thought they had it all together didn't think they needed Jesus' message of love and grace. The outcasts and sinners knew they didn't deserve it, but needed it more than anything else. In the 2 criminals hanging next to Jesus, we see ourselves. Both criminals saw the same thing that day: a man who claimed to be the Lord, Savior, and the Son of God, abused and crucified. They heard the laughter and hate directed to Jesus, and they saw Jesus not only accept it, but speak words of forgiveness. The first man looked at Jesus and saw failure and disappointment. Even as he was dying, he used his last words to go along with the crowd. But the second man saw something different. He saw a maybe. His life was hopeless. He was going to be dead in a matter of hours, but maybe there was hope for something better. Maybe there was really a God who loved him and forgave. Maybe there was a God of second chances. In our own lives, sometimes we are more like the first criminal than we want to admit. When things don't go our way, or when life seems to be handing us more than we can bear, we question why Jesus isn't stepping in to spare us. We feel let down and disappointed. Jesus' one-sentence response to the second thief sums up important truths about God's love for us and the promise of life that transcends death. Today, Jesus said, what happens when we leave this world, we pass to the next. We immediately enter Christ's kingdom and are raised to life. What will that kingdom be like? Jesus answers that question as well when he says, "With me in paradise." The word for paradise that is used here is also translated garden. Life began in a garden where God was present. Life begins anew in a garden, and God will be present. The curse that banished humankind from the original garden is being removed as Jesus speaks, and from the cross he invites us to join him in paradise. Can you see yourself in one for whom Jesus died? Can you say with the second thief, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom"? Do you know that, when your time comes, you will be with Jesus in paradise? And if so, are you living your life with the mission of pointing others towards the paradise Jesus offers?